Welcome back to our podcast. Today we're diving deep into the art of deep work. How to focus in a world full of distractions.
Such a timely topic. Distraction seems to be everywhere these days. Have you found it harder to focus in recent years?
Absolutely. With constant notifications, it's like my attention span is shrinking. I wonder, is it just technology or are we missing something deeper?
Good point. Technology gets a lot of blame, but I think our habits play a role too. Ever tried a digital detox?
I have, but I lasted only a day. It's shocking how often I reach for my phone without thinking. Why do you think deep work is so hard now?
Maybe because we're wired for novelty. Every ding feels like a mini reward. But deep work needs the opposite, long stretches of focus.
Right, and Cal Newport, who wrote Deep Work, says the ability to focus is like a superpower. Do you agree?
Definitely. It's rare and valuable. People who master it can learn faster, produce more meaningful work, and stand out.
Yet most jobs seem designed for interruption. Emails, meetings, Slack messages. How can anyone focus?
It's tough. I think boundaries are key. Some people block out time on their calendars for deep work sessions. Have you tried that?
I tried, but I get interrupted anyway. Maybe the real challenge is teaching others to respect those boundaries.
That's true. It's a cultural shift. Imagine if workplaces rewarded focus instead of constant availability.
That would be revolutionary. But do you think everyone actually wants to do deep work, or is it just for certain personality types?
Interesting question. Some people thrive on multitasking, but even they might benefit from focus time, at least for complex tasks.
So it's about balance, right? Finding when to be available and when to shut out the world.
Exactly. Have you noticed any strategies that help you switch into deep work mode?
For me, noise-canceling headphones are a lifesaver. Also, I use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a break.
I like that too. Short bursts make focus less intimidating. I also try to start my day with the hardest task before distractions creep in.
Morning focus is powerful, but what about motivation? Sometimes, even with a plan, I just don't feel like starting.
That's the hardest part, overcoming inertia. I find that just starting for 5 minutes helps. It's like tricking my brain.
Yeah, action leads to motivation, not the other way around. Have you ever gotten into a flow state where hours just fly by?
Yes, it feels amazing. Everything else fades and I'm totally immersed. How often does that happen for you?
Honestly, not often enough. But when it does, I'm much more satisfied with my work. It's almost addictive.
It's like the opposite of doom scrolling. Productive and energizing instead of draining.
Exactly. But why do you think people avoid deep work, even when they know it's good for them?
Maybe because it's uncomfortable. Our brains crave easy tasks, like checking emails, rather than tackling big challenges.
That makes sense. Plus, we fear missing out. What if something important happens while we're heads down?
FOMO is real, but most notifications aren't urgent. Maybe we overestimate how much we need to be on call.
True. I read somewhere that batching emails and messages can reduce stress. Have you tried that?
I have. Checking email only a few times a day helps, but it takes discipline. Sometimes I relapse, though.
Same here. It's a constant battle. But I wonder, is deep work only for creative jobs, or does it apply across fields?
I think it's universal. Even in technical roles, you need focus for problem solving. Deep work isn't just about writing or art.
Good point. Even athletes need focus. Think of a tennis player blocking out the crowd before a serve.
That's a great example. Focus is a skill, not just a trait. It can be trained with practice, like a muscle.
Speaking of muscles, do you think taking breaks actually helps, or does it interrupt the flow?
Breaks are essential. Our brains have limits. Even short walks can recharge mental energy.
I love walking meetings for that reason. Fresh air seems to clear my mind.
Me too. Sometimes the best ideas come when I'm away from my desk. It's like my subconscious keeps working.
It's funny how stepping back can move us forward. But what about people who say they're too busy for deep work?
Maybe it's about priorities. We make time for what matters. Deep work pays off, but only if we value it.
So true. I think part of the challenge is redefining what productivity means. Not just doing more, but doing what matters.
Yes, quality over quantity. 1 hour of deep work can beat a whole day of shallow tasks.
That sounds ideal, but sometimes bosses expect instant replies. How can we push back without seeming uncooperative?
Communication is key. Explain why focused time leads to better results. Maybe even share research or examples.
I like that approach. Framing it as a win-win could help. Have you ever convinced a manager to let you work uninterrupted?
Once I suggested no meeting mornings. It took a while, but people noticed we got more done.
That's encouraging. Maybe we just need to start small, one focused hour a day.
Agreed. It's about building habits. Over time, deep work becomes easier and more natural.
What about the role of environment? Does where you work affect your ability to focus?
Absolutely. A cluttered desk distracts me. Even lighting matters. I try to keep my workspace minimal.
I've found that changing locations helps. A cafe's background noise can be oddly soothing.
There's even research on that. Moderate noise can boost creativity, but too much is distracting.
So it's about finding your sweet spot. No one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly. Some people thrive in silence, others need a bit of buzz.
What about digital tools? Do apps help or hurt focus?
Both, honestly. I use website blockers, but sometimes I just find a new way to procrastinate.
Guilty. I've spent more time setting up productivity apps than actually being productive.
The ultimate paradox. Sometimes pen and paper beat the fanciest app.
Simplicity wins. What would you say to someone who feels overwhelmed by distractions?
Start small. Pick one thing to change. Maybe turn off notifications for an hour. See how it feels.
I like that. Gradual changes are less intimidating. It's like learning to swim. You don't dive into the deep end right away.
Great analogy. And remember, setbacks are normal. The goal is progress, not perfection.
That's reassuring. Do you think society will ever shift back toward valuing deep work?
I hope so. As jobs get more automated, creative and focused work becomes even more important.
Maybe we'll see a focus revolution, with people reclaiming their time and attention.
Wouldn't that be something? Imagine a world where meetings are shorter and people actually get to think.
A dream come true. Until then, I guess it's up to us to lead by example.
Absolutely. Every deep work session is a small act of rebellion against distraction.
I love that. It's almost heroic in a way.
Cape's not required, but coffee definitely helps.
For sure. So to wrap up, what's one tip you'd give listeners who want to try deep work?
Set a timer for just 10 minutes and start. Don't wait for the perfect moment.
Simple and actionable. I'd add, tell someone your goal. Accountability can make a big difference.
Great advice. And don't forget to celebrate small wins along the way.
Absolutely. Progress, no matter how small, deserves recognition.
Maybe our listeners can share their own deep work stories with us.
That would be fantastic. And for anyone listening, what's your biggest distraction and how do you handle it?
We'd love to hear your thoughts. Deep work is a journey, not a destination.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, focus is a skill you can build, one session at a time.
See you next time, and happy focusing.
Take care, everyone.